Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday Wardrobing, a VIP exclusive. You VIPs are the first and only ones that get to see this live video live. I post it on YouTube tomorrow as a replay, but you guys are the only ones that get to join me live. And I have kind of a new incentive for you to actually join me live so we can have a conversation and I can enjoy seeing faces on the other side of the camera. And that is for the next 4 weeks, I am going to be giving you a word, a special word. And all you have to do is during the live, it has to be during the live, so you have to watch, you need to use the word in a sentence. And if you do that, you're gonna get entered to win a $50 gift certificate, which I'm gonna give away at the end of the 4 weeks. So the more you watch, the more chances you have to win. Obviously, you have up to 4 chances to get in on that $50 gift certificate if you watch the next 4 live Wednesdays. All right, so hopefully that'll be fun. I'm also going to be starting to add in some engagement questions. So even if you don't catch the live, please let me know that you watched it. Answer the engagement questions, even if it's days later. I still love to hear what you guys have to say about all of those things. All right, so tonight we are talking about why some casual outfits still look professional. And I want to introduce a term to you guys. It's called polished casual. Polished casual is basically like, I think it's a new way of saying business casual. Because it is casual, but not jeans casual. It's a step up from that. Sometimes you'll hear me call it dressed up casual, but polished casual I think is a great way, and maybe a more modern way to refer to business casual style. And in Wyoming, business casual is pretty much as dressy as we have to get in any of our workplaces. So when I say we're talking polished casual or business casual, these are all going to be appropriate for anywhere that you're working in the city, unless you're a lawyer and you have to wear a suit to court. But pretty much everybody else, bankers, accountants, real estate, all of the professional trades, these looks are going to work for you in a business setting. So, early engagement question. Before we jump in, tell me in the comments, what's the hardest for you right now? Is it looking professional but staying comfortable, because comfort becomes more and more important as we get older? We don't want to feel like we want to feel confident in our clothes, right? But comfortable. Finding flattering pants, styling prints, like I don't know how to style prints, or staying cool, as in cool, while still looking pulled together. So are you perimenopause? Are you menopause? Where you're struggling with getting hot in your clothing? So tell me where you are in those things, just in the comments, anytime that you watch the video and you encounter this question. I'd love to hear. All right, so fabric matters more than people think. The quality of the fabric is equal to the drape of the fabric, the recovery of the fabric, the softness of the fabric, the structured stretch, and this is something that tribal sportswear does exceptionally well. So let's talk about this. So this is a new top from Tribal. This is a, I think this one is a viscose. Let's see what this one is. This one is a polyester rayon spandex. Okay, so rayon is typically the fabric that you will see when you are dealing with cheaper $20 tops. Most all of them are rayon. They will probably all tell you to wash them by hand and hang them to dry because rayon is extremely temperamental. It will shrink. It's not known for holding its shape unless it's a very high quality rayon. And that starts to get into the viscose, which is the higher quality rayon. So when you have rayon in something, it's going to give you that really soft feel, but if you want a better quality fabric, you're going to have to blend it with some other things, because that's going to stabilize the fabric, which is going to mean taking care of it is easier for you, and you're going to get a better drape. So with this blend, this polyester rayon spandex blend, this fabric is really weighty, and I know you can't see that really or feel that from your side of the screen, but this is like a medium weight top. This is not lightweight, and what you get with heaviness, and I've said this so many times, we talk about it with Simply all the time, what you get with weight is drape instead of cling. So the higher quality fabric is going to equal a heavier weight, is going to equal a better drape, and generally always is going to equal easier care and longer wearability. Now, of course, you're going to pay for that, but when you consider cost per wear, if you pay, we'll say $30 for a top, and you only wear it once or twice because after you wash it once it gets out of shape, then you paid $15 per wear for that shirt. If you pay $100 for a top, but you're able to wear it 10 times before it gets out of shape or whatever, you paid $10 per wear for that top. So the $100 top actually is cheaper than the $40 top. Do you see how that works? So when you can buy higher quality fabrics, wear it for longer, be happier with the way it fits for longer, it's actually cheaper for you in the long run. Okay, so that is a really important, I guess, commentary on the importance of fabric. Fabric recovery is that, and it's seen more in pants really than in tops, but fabric recovery is where you have stretch in the fabric, lots of stretch even, but they don't grow on you as the day wears on. We have all had that experience of an inexpensive fabric that you put on and it fits in the morning, and then by noon you're pulling it up. By the time you get home, you feel like you have to wash it to shrink it. That is, so when we're talking recovery, we're talking the fact that you have stretch, but it's not going to bag out or stretch out. It's just going to relax with your body and then stop. And again, the things that offer that are going to be higher quality fabrics, but how much more and longer is something going to last for you if you don't have to wash it every time you wear it because it stretches out, right? Because washing is one of the things that wears fabrics out. So that's what a higher quality fabric, especially in a pant or a jean, when they talk recovery, that's what they're talking about. So fabric matters. Know you're going to have to pay a little bit more for it. Keep in mind cost per wear. That'll help you feel better about that higher cost. All right, so these fabrics feel soft and comfortable, but they look polished when you put them on because they fit well and they hold their shape throughout the day. So second engagement question, do you tend to shop more for comfort now, or are you still drawn to structure first? So which is it? Are you going for comfort first, or are you going for, I want the shape? The shape is more important to me than the comfort of a product. So I'd love to hear that from you. All right, point 2 is fit changes everything. So relaxed versus oversized, why intentional silhouettes matter, shoulder seams, pant length, side ruching, and proportional balancing. So let's talk about all of that. So a relaxed fit is something that there's room to move, but it still is flattering on your shape. So it's not clinging to you, it's not like sucked up to you, but it's also not so big that it looks sloppy. Okay, so that's the difference between relaxed and oversized. Sloppy is never professional. Relaxed can absolutely be both comfortable and professional. This is a great example of that. Next is intentional silhouettes. So in other words, when you are considering putting things together, say for a work outfit, thinking about the cut and the style and the longevity of a piece. So for example, with this scoop neck top, it's 3/4 length sleeves. It's that great heavyweight, beautiful drape. This top is going to work in the summer by itself. It's going to work in the fall, maybe with a little lightweight jacket over the top of it. It's going to work in the winter with a heavier weight blazer over the top of it. So this is a 4-season top. So when you are considering silhouettes, what we're talking about is looking at the wearability and the longevity of the style of the top. And the more obviously that you can wear it seasonally, the more value is going to be in that top. So that's what that is about. And then shoulder seams. So 2 things that make something look sloppy. Shoulder seams that are here when they're not supposed to be. Because a lot of times you'll see dropped shoulder styles, and that means the shoulder seam is intentionally supposed to be here. But if it's not supposed to be there, having a shoulder seam that's too big will make what you're wearing seem sloppy, and having a sleeve length that's too long will make what you're wearing seem sloppy. So, you know, take the time, if you have something, especially jackets, you know, like a blazer, if you have a blazer that comes down to here, and where they're supposed to hit, just so you know, is right at this bone on your wrist. That is where your blazer hem or your jacket hem and the sleeve is supposed to be. You know, a lot of times you can get away with just a turn up of the sleeve. That's what I do a lot because I have petite arms, so this is always a problem for me. So a lot of times I'll roll the sleeves. That works. The rubber band trick is also very handy, where you put one of those heavier weight rubber bands and then you ruche up over the rubber band and it keeps your sleeve at the right length. These are kind of hacks to help you get around when you don't have time to get something hemmed. But always, 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 you're going to want to hem things if you have the opportunity. Facebook is telling me to boost things. Okay. Pant length, also incredibly important. With ankle length pants, wide leg pants, cropped pants, all of the different options, it becomes really important that you get the right length. You do not want your pant legs dragging on the ground. If you have wide leg pants, they can skim the ground, but you don't want them to the point where they're actually breaking or pushing up because they are sitting on the ground. With your ankle length pants, that length is supposed to come to the ankle bone. And if it's a little bit above or a little bit, well, actually, if it's a little bit above, that's okay. If it's a little bit below, then that starts to look like a flood pant. So the length matters, and that's when we talk about appropriate proportion and making sure that you are being intentional about getting the right length in your pants. Never, ever, ever wearing your pants too long. All right, and then side ruching. So little details like this tiny little detail here. You've just got this cute little ruche and you can adjust it as you want. It just pulls that top up a little bit. It just adds a whole nother level of style and fit and all of those things. You don't have to ruche it. You can untie it and just wear it down, but it gives you the option to adjust it to your body. That is also a very nice feature that you're gonna find in a little bit higher quality clothing. All right, so one thing I always notice is that clothing can feel comfortable and polished at the same time when the fit is intentional. And that's what we have just been talking about. So I'm kind of showing you VIPs early our new collection. I'm not going to talk to you about the pieces tonight, because I'm going to do that on Saturday morning, but these are the pieces that are going to be in our collection, which launches Saturday. They're brand new arrivals from Tribal. And we're calling the collection Prints That Feel Easy. So we're going to be talking about different ways that you can work with prints. So I hope that you will join me Saturday morning at 9:15 on our business Facebook page to watch that collection launch. All right. Next engagement question. Are you someone who wears a lot of prints, or do prints intimidate you? Wonder about that for you. All right. Prints can actually make dressing easier. They hide rolls better. They add interest automatically. They need less or fewer accessories, and they make it easier to build outfits. So let's talk a little bit about that. So we have these 3 great prints in this collection. You've got this one that's a black and a cream, this one that's a tan and a cream, and then this little animal print, because animal prints are huge again. So ladies, if you love them, this is your season. Pull out all your animal prints, buy a new one, add to the collection. I happen to love animal prints, so I'm always excited when they're trendy. So the reason that prints make outfit building easier is because they automatically show you what you can pair with it. So when you look at a print closely, like this one, you're going to see it has a cream background, it's got the black, and then it has a little bit of the camel. So right away, you know I can wear cream, camel, and black with this top. So if you struggle with knowing how to pair colors, prints actually kind of give you a roadmap. So you can put outfits together easier. And then again, layering, same thing. You're going to be able to wear a camel. I wouldn't go, you could go cream if you wanted to. I tend to, with my outer layers, always go to the darker colors. So if it were me, if I was wearing this top and I wanted to put a jacket over the top of it, I would choose the camel or the black. And maybe I do, you know, the camel on the bottom and maybe a black jacket, or black on the bottom and a camel jacket. That's probably what I would do. If I were going to add cream, I would put it on the top and not on the bottom, just because lighter colors tend to show more. But that's how prints can actually make outfit building easier. And then when you have a darker print like this, all of this that's happening in the fabric helps to hide waist and back fat, the rolls that we all hate, that we don't want to show. Prints will help minimize that, whereas solid tops that are fitted around there tend to show it more. So that's another benefit of prints. If you tend to avoid them, that's another way that you can, I guess, talk yourself into trying them more. This one has black and cream, or like khaki, like your typical khaki. So with this one, you know right away, I'm going to be able to wear black. I'm going to be able to wear khaki with this. So 2 immediate options right off the bat. So that's how that works. And then obviously, when you have a print like this, it's a pretty standout print, right? So I don't need to do a lot of accessorizing to make this print make a statement. It's already making a statement. So when I have a print like this, I'm actually going to minimize my accessories rather than maximize my accessories. So, you know, if you're more minimalistic with accessories, prints can really help your outfit have interest without having to add a bunch of stuff to it. So that's a benefit of a print. Yeah, those things. All right, I talked about all of them. All right, so a good print can actually make an outfit look more polished with less effort because of the visual interest that's already built in. Okay, it's time for the secret word, and I don't have a single live viewer, so I'm not going to share it. But next week, if you watch live during the live video, I will have a new secret word, and if you use that secret word in a sentence during the live, you will get entered to win a $50 gift certificate. All right. So, all right, why pull-on pants have changed. So we're going to talk about old stereotypes. We're going to talk about modern tailoring. We're going to talk about smoothing panels. We're going to talk about mobility. We're going to talk about comfort for long work days. And we're going to talk about travel friendliness. So back in the day, a pull-on pant was your grandma's pant, right? Only grandmas wore pull-on pants. I remember, having done this 25 years now, I remember selling Alfred Dunner pull-on pants to ladies. And that was the grandmas. That's the ones who wanted those pants. Well, pull-on pants are no longer just for grandmas. I love pull-on pants. They are beautiful. They fit beautiful. And they give you a really nice flat waist, so you don't have that bulk of a button and a zipper, especially if you're wearing a little bit tighter fitting top. So I love that part about a pull-on pant. So get rid of the old stereotype that a pull-on is for old ladies, because it is not at all. Modern tailoring. So look at the beautiful tailoring in this pant. We have your beautiful side pocket, which is basted shut right here. So we have yet to open that up. You have your gorgeous slack pockets and this beautiful detail on the bottom. So all of those additions completely take this out of the realm of grandma's pull-on pants, because we've added tailoring details that really elevate this pant to that polished casual category. And then smoothing panels. So one of the things I love about tribal sportswear is they have pants with the flat knit technology. So this is a mesh panel that goes in the front of the pant and helps to pull in your tummy and minimize waist fat. So who doesn't want a little bit of extra help around their waist? We all do. It's all a struggle that we face. So why not buy a pant that's going to help you with it rather than create more problems? And also, ladies, the higher rise pants are better for us. If you have tummy fat and waist fat, the low rise pants tend to push it up and out. The high rise pants, or what really just regular rise pants, come up over most of that, and so they don't emphasize it. So that's a benefit as well for these pull-on pants with these stretch waists that kind of help suck everything in. All right, and then mobility. I showed you the stretch in these already. Like, look at that. Like, these are not going to be the pant that 3/4 of the way through the day you're unbuttoning your button because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stand these pants anymore. These are pants that you can wear throughout your workday, sitting, standing, doing all the things that you do. And usually most of us women then have stuff after work to go do as well. From your whole day, from the morning all the way through to whenever your day ends, you stay comfortable in these pants. And then travel friendliness. So most of these pants are going to be wrinkle resistant. They have fabrics in them that really keep them from wrinkling as you're sitting, standing, traveling, packing, all of those things. So that is another great feature of these pants, especially if you travel for work. So that matters in pulling this polished casual look off. All right. Okay, last for like making a casual look still work appropriate, details matter because details elevate. They take what would normally just be a t-shirt and turn it into a blouse, or what would normally be a pant and turn it into a slack. So let's talk about that. So we talked already about ruching, the ruching on these tops. That elevates this. That takes this from just a t-shirt to a blouse that's work appropriate. Just by adding that tiny little ruching gives you more opportunity to wear it for a work environment. Little details like this blouse has these tiny little buttons along that scoop neck. That adds a whole nother element of interest that you're not gonna see necessarily if I'm back here, but when I get up close to you and we're talking face to face, you're gonna see those little button details and it elevates that top. It makes it more polished looking. Little details like the cuffed rolled sleeve. It's a cap sleeve, which is really trendy right now, but cap sleeves generally are not great for work, but this one is a little bit elongated cap with that fun little rolled cuff, and that elevates it to something that's beyond a t-shirt. And then we talked about styling and tailoring, having slack style pockets, having little tiny details like this vented side and that beautiful square grommet. That elevates these from just capris or ankle pants to slacks that are worthy of wearing to work. This one has the pretty little snap detail on the side, and again, the tailored slack pockets on the back. That makes it wearable for work. All right, you guys, that is Wednesday wardrobing. I hope you enjoyed it. Last engagement question, what's one thing that instantly helps you feel polished and put together? All right, I'd love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your night.